What is going on, traders? In this video, I'm going to be going over how to trade our AI bots within our Discord. I'll also be pretty much helping new traders or new members who join our Discord understand how to navigate the group. So it shouldn't be too complicated. I don't think this is going to be a long, drawn out video, so we're going to get straight into it. So usually the main question that traders have when they first join the group is either one, where are my trade alerts, personal trade alerts, or two, where does the AI bots alert? And so when you join the group under Titan Trades tab, this is where you will see all personal trades that come from me. It will be presented as if an AI bot is alerting them, but so for example, right here, you see this Google alert that we closed for about 142% gains September 20th, but that's coming directly from me. So I just want to make that clear. And so you'll see the outcome of the Google play made like $950, so on and so forth. And then you'll see multiple plays like this. So like AMD, I believe this is AMD. Yeah, AMD made 60% off of it. So you'll see a lot of plays like, or a lot of plays that'll come out looking like this. Just know that those trades are personally coming from me. So I just want to make that clear. Okay. So in case there's any confusion on where my personal trades are coming from, this tab and mostly this tab alone, along with long-term investments, both of these tabs are pretty much coming from me directly. Okay. So I want to make that clear. The next tab is the trade ideas. So anything the bot alerts, or even if you have like a trade idea of your own, when you join the Discord, or if you've been in the Discord, you can post any type of ideas that you have here in regards to a trade or anything like that. Or if the bot alerts something, any of the AI bots alert something that you like, you can post it here, and then we can pretty much discuss it, or members can discuss whether they like it or not, and agree whether it's a good play to jump into or if it's not a good play. So just a just a bunch of members just chatting it up and deciding what's good and what's not good, or whether it's from you personally or from the AI bots. So let's get into the AI bots real quick. So this shouldn't be anything too complicated, at least in my opinion. So um, the things that I look for when it comes to trading AI bots, right? When it alerts things, okay? I don't trade any and everything that it alerts. I look for very specific things when it does alert trades, right? So, for example, you have here GDX, which is gold, right? You have a 43 strike, you have an October 18th expiration, a call buy, which means that you believe, or the AI bot believes it's going to go higher, and then you have an AI confidence of 71%, so on and so forth. And so, one thing I want to make clear is that the AI bot is not just like making up plays or anything like that. It's actually looking at what whales are doing, what institutions are doing. Um, for lack of a better wording, it's just looking at the options chain, right? And then it's picking the best trades that it sees off those off the options chain. And so I just want to make that clear. So, anyone who joins the group, they're like, not thinking that the AI bot is just looking at charts and just alerting things that it likes. It's more so following what the big guys are doing, what big money is doing, and it's trying to see what are the best trades to take out of that options chain. So I want to make that clear. So gold, for example. Now, I know a lot of traders don't trade gold like that, but it is a very good safe haven, especially when you're talking about Fed rate cuts and things like that. It's very bullish after rate cuts. So definitely something to look into if you want to trade gold. But the things that I look for in regards to the AI bot is one, I really want to pay attention to AI confidence, right? I tell my members that anything over 60% in AI confidence is a possibly good trade and is more likely to play out. Okay, nothing is guaranteed, but it's very much more likely to play out. Okay, so I want to make that clear. So anything over 60%, you are more likely going to want to take as a trade. A lot of traders ask me like anything under 60% should I take or anything like that. Me personally, I would just say no off the rip, but it doesn't mean they're not going to play out. It's just, you want to be disciplined within your rules. Okay, so 60% or higher is always what I go for when it comes to AI confidence. Most of the time, when anything over 60% usually has a rocket ship next to it. So you definitely want that rocket ship next to it. Somebody asked me, do you normally see like 80% or anything higher? You do. It's just not as common as anything between 60 and 70%. So that's the first thing. Premium. So premium is very important to me. Anything I go for anything over 200K in premium. You can play around with it, maybe like 190K, 180K. It's all about perspective when it comes to that. Maybe you want to like round it up or anything, but usually I just go for 200K and higher. And then volume versus open interest. So the main things you want to look for when it comes to volume and open interest, and I'm not very picky on this, but what I will say is if you do find a play with higher volume than open interest, then there's a very high chance that there's a whale in that position. Okay, very high chance. Okay, now that's not to say that whales aren't playing this current position, but when you're talking about very high volume and very low open interest, then that means that chances are that that play is going to happen to or that play that the bot is alerting is going to play out fast. So just something to look out for if it does happen. It doesn't happen often, but if you do just so happen to get a play like that, then that's very great. But otherwise, um, value versus open interest, usually you want them to be close or somewhat close. You don't want them to be too far off. So I would consider this pretty close. I'm not really picky about it, but as long as the AI confidence and the premium pretty much supports any idea of the trade being successful, then I would go along with that. Especially when you're talking about a 1.84 million premium, which is actually rare for the bot to alert within this tab itself. So that's what I'm looking for. So just to be clear, you want an AI confidence over 60%, which will pretty much generate a rocket ship next to it, and then you want a premium above 200K, and then you just want high volume and open interest, and you want it to be somewhat close. Now, what's close to you is all about perspective, but if you do like a play and you're just not sure if you should take it or not within the with whatever the AI bot alerts, then you just can, pretty much copy the play and then post it in the trade ideas tab and see if everyone agrees with you or is interested in taking that play. And then you guys can pretty much converse on what makes it good and what makes it bad. Okay. Now, the one thing I want to make clear here is that a lot of traders tend to forget to read the bottom of this, right? So it says, um, please always do your own due diligence on top of these trade ideas. For shorter term expiration, it is better to add more or add some extra time. Sorry, I don't have my glasses, so this is very small. So just in case someone's like, man, this guy can't read. But yeah, so just to be clear about that, so if the bot alerts something that's so for example, this was alerted the same day, this coin play was alerted within the same day, so September 20th. So ideally, if you did decide to play this, even though it's not following our rules, right? When we talked about the premium and AI confidence, but let's say it did, right? You want to add at least a week to something like this, okay? Because it was alerted on September 20th and the expiration is September 20th, right? And that doesn't mean it can't play out. It's just you want to be better safe than sorry. So I would add a week to something like this, okay? I would definitely add a week to a play like this, even 2 weeks, if you really want to be safe. So that's something to really keep in mind. All right. So anytime there's like a day trade or a very short term play, so let's say, the bot alerts something Thursday, but the expiration is the following Friday, then you obviously want to add a week or two behind that play. Right. So that's what I would look for when it comes to short term plays. Okay. And even the bot lets you know, like, hey, you want to add some time to those type of plays. Another thing is when you are looking at the AI alerts, you obviously don't want to depend solely on these trades. The main reason I added these to the group is simply because if I'm on vacation, and not only that, but I run the group by myself until I decide to like put mods on or find other better or find good traders that I can trust who are able to alert as well. But until then, I use these bots to pretty much help everyone, have conversations around the bot, anything it alerts, if I decide to, take a break or whatever the case may be, right? And so one thing you want to do is make sure that it correlates with your sentiment. Whatever the bot is alerting, you want to make sure it correlates with your sentiment. So for example, if I want to take this trade, then I'm going to go to my charts and then I'm going to look for confirmation on why the bot is saying this is bullish, right? And nine times out of ten, the bot is going to correlate with whatever I see on my TA. It's very often that I disagree with what the bot is saying, right? And so we look at the weekly time frame. You see a huge bullish engulfing candle. You see a huge breakout of the level of what was it, 39? We'll say 40 to be safe because that's our psych level. But then you go down to the daily time frame and you see an ascending triangle, right? You have a a low here, higher low here, and then you have a flat top here. You broke out of the supply and demand zone, and now you're pretty much breaking out. Not only that, but usually after rate cuts, gold is very bullish. So that's another form of confirmation. Now, if we want to measure this ascending triangle, right? And we're just gonna run through this real quick so you guys know or get an idea on what type of confirmation I would want to look for. We measure the projected move for this ascending triangle. So all you do is you measure the open and close of the ascending triangle. You drag it to the breaking point. So our target will be 44.5, $45, give or take. So that would be our target, our projected target for this move, which pretty much falls in line with what the bot is saying or the strike price of what the bot is alerting, which is around $43. So just something to keep in mind here. Now, if you want like proof on, let's say you are interested in the AI bot and you want proof of it working, right? Well, one thing you can do is you can click this link here and you can see how the trade is progressing, right? So, I rarely click this link, but let's say I wanted to. So far, max profit so far is at, negative 13.97%. Uh, that's fine. I mean, it just alerted it, so I'm not expecting it to like be winning right away or anything like that. It literally just alerted it last Friday, so I'm not expecting anything crazy right away. You have plenty of time on it, but let's say, for example, we took a Google play on the bot, and that was a play I recently showed you guys the outcome of, but the bot alerted I believe it was a 162.5 call, right? So here it is. So right here you have a 162.5 call for September 20th. It was alerted. What was the date on this? Regardless, it was alerted. So you have a 162.5 call for Google. Oh, here it is. The date was September 19th. It alerted another one as well. It was alerted another one way earlier, and we pretty much took that trade, and it turned out that this was the trade right here. As you guys can see, you have this Google play right here, and current Google price 163, and then today's returns 200%, and then you have your total return of 166%. So we didn't take that particular trade. We took one. It alerted this same play twice, so it alerted this way earlier as well. I'm just I'll see if I can find it real quick. I don't want to waste too much time on just simply Google, because there are plenty of other plays the bot alerted. So you have this play here, and then there was another one. I believe we took another one that it had the exact same. Here it is. Yeah, so this one was alerted September 17th. So this was alerted September 17th, and then there was another one alerted like almost a day or two later. So 162.5 expiration September 20th, you have a call buy, and then you have the AI confidence of 67%. Your premium is 506K, and your volume and open interest is okay. But it is what it is. You're not going to have perfect volume and open interest, but given what the everything else is falling in line, and if everything isn't falling in line, that's another reason why you want to look at your charts and see if Google pretty much is falling in line with what the AI bot is saying. And then you can click this link and see, max profit is 1,215% since the bot alerted it. I believe the bot alerted this play at around 158 when Google was around 158, 159. That's when the bot alerted it. So yeah, this was a very, very good play for us. Um, I know you guys can't see the max profit, but it's definitely 1,215%. So yeah, so the bot is very accurate in my opinion. It's not like obviously 100% accurate, but I would say, given the rules that we follow with the bot, so the AI bot having a confidence of 60% and higher, high premium, so on and so forth. I would say it's about a good 90% win rate here. That's just me. Maybe Discord members have a different feeling, but so far, Discord members really like the bot alerts. At least that's what I'm getting from them, right? And so we move on, and then we see, more alerts, right? We have the super trades tab. Now, I call this super trade tab. Super trades tab is because they're more likely to hit and they have a higher success rate. Okay, probably like maybe 95% success rate. The only difference here is that they have these are alerted way more long term. Okay, you do have some that's alerted short term, but this alerts way more long term plays than short term. So, for example, you have BRK here, and then you have a September 19, 2025 call here, and then you have like high premium 1.62 million premium. Yeah, so you're more than likely going to get very high premiums on this as well, and then you're going to have probably higher volume as well here. So, for example, UPST calls you have um, was this June 20th, 2025 next year, so on and so forth. So Google, there was another alert for Google. So Google's been getting a lot of alerts last week. You have 165 strike, October 18th, 2024. And then we can look at Google and see, okay, can this play out? So if you're watching this video and maybe you are interested in trading Google, let's see if it falls in line with what the TA is telling us. And so you always want to look at TA before you jump the gun here, right? So first things first is what I'm noticing in regards to Google is that there is a fair value gap all the way that needs to be mitigated all the way into 170s, 170, 180. So that's a good sign. Okay, that's a very, very good sign. Another thing that I'm noticing here is that you have it looks like a falling wedge forming here, or it's already formed pretty much. So you have a falling wedge, and so boom. Yeah, so you broke out the falling wedge. I would like to see a retest of around 158, 156 range, but regardless, Google looks fine here. So given when the bot alerted this, let's see when the bot actually alerted this. So you had 165. So this is alerted at on September 20th, right? So I would say this is a good play, given the breakout of this falling wedge, given how it looks, given the fair value gaps to the upside that need to be mitigated. I would say this is a good play. Now, could you get a better entry? Sure. And so that's another thing I want to talk about here is that whales do not care about the perfect entry. I want to make that clear. So while us as retail traders, we're looking at resistance and we're waiting for this break of this current level and so on and so forth. We're trying to get the perfect entry. You know, whales don't care about that. Okay, they don't care. Okay, so they're going to enter whenever they get, whenever they anticipate some good news, which normally they're going to end up getting before us. They they trade whenever they like something. Okay, they don't trade because resistance is at 163. So when Google breaks 163, it's time to do 165 calls. Like Google, like whales don't care about all that. Okay, they trade off algorithm and emotion and news. Okay, so they don't care about all the extra support resistance type things. Okay, so I want to make that clear. So you will see drawback when it comes to these plays. So it's up to you to whether take them right away, take the play right away, or wait for the perfect entry or close to the perfect entry. And you're not going to get the perfect entry on majority of your plays. It's just not possible. Okay, unless you're like a robot or something. I don't know, but in my experience, more likely than not, you're just not going to get the perfect entry. You just want to get close to that point. But the bot is going to alert whenever a whale is going to play. Okay, simple as that. Whether it's the perfect entry or not, I've seen plays where the bot will alert something. I remember like one time it alerted TSM. It alerted TSM 170 calls, and it was like 2 months out expiration. TSM was at like 159, and it dropped all the way to 150 from that point. And then boom, we look at TSM and where it's at now. I don't know if TSM is higher than 170, so I might be wrong here, but during that time, TSM was definitely above 170. Okay, so I just want to make that clear. So yeah, the bot just does not care about perfection, or I shouldn't say the bot, but whales just don't care about the perfect entry. Okay, they're either going to just jump in or they're just going to jump out. All right, so I want to make that clear. There's just a huge difference in how we trade in comparison to whales. And so you have a 165 call here. You have 1018, so you have your rocket ship here. You have a total premium of 518K, and then you have total volume of 1.57K. All right, so based off everything we have and the confirmation and everything, you're more likely going to see this play out than not, and especially when Google's just pretty much really close. I believe Google closed at 163.59, and this was alerted what September 20th, right? So September 20th at around 11:20 a.m. So Google has been pumping since 11:20 a.m. I will say that much. So we can actually try to see the time here. So around 11, wait, no, here we go. So around 11, I can't get it. I cannot get it. Here we go. So around 11, Google was at the lowest point Google was at was 161.99, and the highest it was at was 163.22, and then it closed at 163.59. So you will be in profit had you took this trade. Okay, had you took this trade when it was alerted, you will be in profit. And that's another thing. Super trades are more likely to play out like right away versus the bullseye trades, right? So that's another thing. So hopefully you guys get the idea behind this one here. And so I can give another example of another trade that pretty much, won us some profit. I believe it was AMD. And so the bot alerted AMD. So it alerted 155 calls. We didn't take this. It was another one, I believe. I might not be able to find it, but regardless, the bot just alerts. I believe this. Here it is. So AMD. Let's actually click on it. Here we go. So AMD, it did 160 calls for September 27th, 2024. 69% AI confidence. I believe this isn't the actual play, but premium was 30K, so on and so forth. There was another play. It did another 160 call. I cannot find it. But regardless, we took this play. Here it is. Here it is. Yeah, so here it is. So this one was a little bit outside of our rule, but it is what it is. If it follows, again, this is why you look at TA to get some type of confirmation. So premium was high, decent high, 136K, 71% AI confidence. And so when it comes to plays like this, if it just doesn't follow my rule in regards to like, 200K being or 200K or higher, so on and so forth, then I'll just look at the charts and see if it is possible for AMD to hit a target like that. So we go to AMD and we entered the play at around 149 when AMD was like 149, 150. And so let's look at the daily time frame. And so the bot alerted this play, and this is why I took it, despite what the premium was saying. I took it right here at this break. So I alerted it to the Discord around this break right here after the bot alerted it. And so you see that there's a fair value gap all the way at 170s on AMD. And as you guys can see, since then, AMD has been pumping or somewhat pumping, right? It jumped from 150 and then it went all the way up to about 159. So yeah, we took profit at around 157, 158 range and haven't looked back since. So that was a very good play. The bot alerted. So if the bot alerts something that just falls outside of our, rules or anything like that, then you just look at the TA. You try to see if it like correlates with anything you're seeing. And so, despite it not being above 200K or anything like that, I saw that it was breaking out of this broadening wedge pattern, and I was just like, yeah, I gotta take a shot at this, especially when you're talking about the daily time frame and you're looking at a breakout. And then not only that, but we broke above this fair value gap. And so anytime you break above a fair value gap, that shows signs of a breakout happening, which is why this move happened pretty fast last week when we saw this like immediate gap up and then we start seeing this bounce or this rally all the way to about 159. So AMD definitely has the potential to head much higher, but we got out the play once it hit this 200 daily SMA. I didn't want to play games around that area, and yeah. And so we look at how much we made on AMD. So here it is, AMD current. Oh, so we got out at 155.89. So, oh, actually, we trimmed contracts. Sorry. So I alerted to trim contracts, and it was about $285. I was up $285, and then I ended up closing AMD for a profit of $450, about 100%. So yeah, that's that's another example on just how good the bot is in regards to trading. There's plenty of other examples. I just don't want to drag the video and make it too long. Golden sweeps. So there's a few traders. There's one in particular who really loves this thing so far. So I'm really glad that it's working out or whatever. So here's another, confirmation. So you can use the bots in correlation with each other and just get more confirmation. So here's a Google call for 165. This is a golden sweep call. So a whale pretty much jumped into this play for the expiration of November 15, 2024. You have a premium of 1.29 million and the strike is 165 on Google. So, there's another example. And then you have NVIDIA calls for 116 October. Um, October 18th, you have another one, 116, you have another one popping. So you have three large orders coming in for the 116 strike on Nvidia for October 18th. And then you have very high premiums on this. And so anytime you're looking to trade this, Disney is actually interesting. You have a 95 call for December. I definitely think Disney is going to continue to go higher from here. You have an Apple call. This is for next year, so anytime the golden sweet box alerts something, you just want consistency. You want to see a lot of the orders come in, or a lot of the same orders come in. So Google will be not Google, but Nvidia will be a good example here. You got a bunch of 116 strikes coming in for October. So either you can treat 116 as support, or you can do an in the money play and pretty much follow along with Nvidia. So Nvidia does have signs, is showing signs that they can go higher. Probably see 113 first before going higher, and then I think at some point Nvidia is going to revisit 123, and then highest I'm looking at is about 127. But we'll talk about that in a different video. But you have AMD puts, and again, this is all the way for January 2026. So I would just personally ignore this unless it was like a bunch of orders coming in for puts. So SMH calls, you have 240 calls for SMH for November 1st, 2024. And it's funny because I'm actually bullish on SMH. So we can actually look at SMH and see if it correlates with what the bot is saying. And I'm bullish short term for SMH. Okay, I want to make that clear. All right, so when regards to SMH here, you have a low here, you have a higher low here. We can consider this some type of double bottom, right? But don't not only that, but it broke above this fair value gap, which is a sign of a breakout happening. And then you have you're pretty much close to 240. When was this alerted? So let's see when this SMH call was alerted. So it was alerted on the 19th of September, which was last Thursday, I believe. So yeah, you want to see a breakout here, or you want to see you like to see a breakout above the fair value gap here. You have a higher low forming, you have a potential double bottom forming. So everything is lining up with what the bot is saying, and chances are this is in profit since the bot alerted because a good portion of Thursday was bullish, right? I think so. So I could be wrong there, but regardless, yeah. So Thursday was majority bullish. Actually, the highest, yeah. So this was in profit, yeah. So the highest this went was at 243. So this was in profit. So that was a good call from the bot. So pretty bullish move there. But yeah, anytime the bot alerts something, so you have like Nvidia calls 150 calls for January 2025. I'm pretty sure Nvidia will see 150 by then. I don't think that's not possible. Do I think it's going to happen anytime soon? It's really tough to say, but I definitely think this is possible. You have more NVIDIA calls. It alerts NVIDIA a lot. Like this thing alerts NVIDIA a lot. So whales are really trading NVIDIA. You have 120 calls on NVIDIA for October 18th. I definitely think that's going to happen. 122 calls for October 18th. 117 calls. So you got a lot of calls coming in for NVIDIA. You're going to see that a lot. Meta has been an absolute monster. 545 calls for October 18th. These are definitely in profit. We can look at Meta real quick, and you'll see that, yeah, those contracts are deep in profit. Okay, so Meta is at 561 right now. So yeah, Meta has been an absolute beast. It broke above this ascending. So yeah, if I caught that play, I definitely would have jumped into it. But it broke out of this ascending triangle. You have a low here, higher low here, a flat top here, then it broke out. Actually, the only thing that prevented me from playing this was this weekly trend right here. So that was actually I did see it. I just wasn't comfortable playing it considering that we were at this weekly trend. It broke above the weekly trend, so I think Meta can potentially just definitely go higher. Okay, but you had a rejection here on the weekly time frame, rejection here, and then it broke out. It broke above the weekly level. It just wasn't worth the risk for me, so I didn't take it. But hopefully you guys get the idea on just how this works. You just want to see some type of consistency and alerts when it comes to this. Simple as that. And usually golden sweeps are basically saying that a move is going to happen fast. Okay, insiders. So insider buy or sells. This is just showing you what inside traders are doing, whether they're buying or selling a stock, so on and so forth. You can follow along with this if you want. if they're selling like a stock or anything like that. So into you got people, you got whales selling this, so on and so forth. Also next to it, you'll see like red bar next to a lot of these alerts, even the options alerts. You'll see like red bars, green bars. It just shows a bullish signal or a bearish signal. So this would be like a bearish signal, obviously, because they're selling the shares, right? So on and so forth. You see Walmart, a lot of shares are selling on Walmart, which Walmart is kind of like slowly dropping, right? But you see a lot of shares being sold behind Walmart. Scalp trades. This is for people who like to scalp or traders who like to scalp. Me personally, I just don't scalp, but I just added this just in case. Again, you'll see like red bars next to it that shows that it's bearish or a bullish move, so on and so forth. And then lastly, but not least, you will have a stock breakout, the stock breakout tab, where it shows any stocks that are breaking out. Um, to the upside or even to the downside, and then it'll show you like resistance levels, the resistance level that it was broken, momentum, so on and so forth. Anytime momentum is over 5, then that's a strong breakout. So that's all I have for this video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below or ask within the Discord. If you want access to the Discord and these AI bots, the Discord link is in the description below. And until the next video, traders, have a good one.